Yeah, this is really interesting. This came out of nowhere. J.J. Watt, great career, a lot of injuries, Houston Texans. J.J. Watt is thinking about coming back. And he says, there's only one place I'd come back to. If not the Houston Texans, I will talk to the Pittsburgh Steelers because his brother TJ is there and he likes Mike Tomlin. Keep an eye on that. Would he come back for camp on a full schedule? Would be an insurance policy guy that comes back in case they have significant injuries. Out of football, he's refreshed. He continues to weight train. He is healthy. Him in Pittsburgh opposite Cam Hayward. Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Chargers. We talked about this extensively, the arrival of Joe Ortiz. And he kept telling us in the media on the Zoom calls, I'm going to churn this roster. That's how I do business. That's how we did business in Baltimore. Baltimore that keeps winning and winning and winning. He's churned this. He's got 13 street veteran free agents have signed. He just signed a number 1 draft pick, an offensive tackle. He was a high number 1 of the Raiders and didn't pan out. His name is Alex Leatherwood. He went to Chicago, went to Cleveland. They made him an inside offensive guard. He's played okay. He's a free agent. He's not going to be a starter, but he's a guy off the bench who can play. So they've just signed Alex Leatherwood, who's huge offensive tackle, and he starred at the University of Alabama. So we'll keep that in mind. The Chargers are just continuing to churn the bottom of the roster to see if they can come across somebody that becomes a contributor, might well be a starter. And, of course, they spent their first-round pick on Joe Alt, and they moved Trey Pippins inside to offensive guard, and they're suddenly kind of deep, but they're looking more people. I thought Leatherwood would be an established player in the league, and he just really struggled with weight and size. He might have been out of position playing right tackle when they moved him inside, and the Raiders got rid of him. Went to Chicago, played a little bit in Cleveland as a right guard. He played pretty well. So this bears watching as we go into July. Going into August, there'll be more acquisitions, I think, coming in the front door.
Yeah, that's exciting, right? I mean, this guy gets another shot. By the way, Leatherwood, isn't that a great NFL name?
Yeah.
It's like the kid that played at Notre Dame. Well, he was Stonebreaker.
Yeah.
I just love it when those kinds of names get into the league. And then as far as the Steelers and J.J. Watt, why did he retire in the first
Injuries.
place?
He just kept getting hurt. And it was just combat, friendly fire, guys falling on his knees and fractured ribs and all that. And he's been a really great pass rusher. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. Maybe he is. But the amount of rehab time he spent, he just was off the field a lot with just a lot of nagging junk. And finally woke up and said, no mas, no more. Now he's been away from it for a year. He dabbles in TV, and I think he's pretty good at that. But he's still young enough. I don't even know that he's 31 or 32 yet. So maybe some gas left in the tank.
Aren't there 3 Watt brothers?
Yeah, there was the fullback, Derek Watt, who played for the San Diego Chargers, and he bounced around. I think he was in Indy, might have been in Jacksonville, but the fullback has kind of gone away like the $2 bill.
Yeah,
they're just
Lorenzo Neal.
Yeah, it's not part of anybody's offense anymore. I think he just retired about a year ago. But they got TJ, and maybe they're going to get JJ. We'll pay attention for headlines out of Pittsburgh. Speaking of headlines,